Hey, what's up guys? 5th Jacko 5 over here, and today I'm going to teach you Matt Franco's jumping card trick that he performed on America's Got Talent.
Do you want me to?
In his performance, Matt Franco performed a really classic magic trick called the ambitious card routine that almost all magicians knows, and it's a really easy routine, but then everyone has their own variations, and Matt Franco performed his own variation. So basically at the start, what he did was he showed all the cards that are different. All the cards are different, and then he let one of the judges pick the card. In this case, let's say they picked. Actually, for this tutorial's sake, we're going to use a red card. Let's say the judge picked the 6 of hearts, and what Matt Franco did that he got the judge to sign his name on the 6 of hearts, so that it makes it so much more special. And then while he was doing that, while all the audience was watching him, the judge, sign this card, Matt Franco discreetly turned the top 2 cards over like so, and held it in a mechanic grip, and got a pinky break under it. And then what he did was that he was holding it upside down like a wrist kill. He was doing this the whole time so that no one knew that he had top two cards faced up like so. And then what he did was Matt Franco took their card, slid the card in like this, and turned the cards over, which made it seem like he only had 1 card facing up, when in reality 3 cards were facing up. And then because he had a break, he was able to do a triple lift very efficiently. So he just grabbed all the cards from the break and turned them over like so. Now, if you are following me correctly, you should have 2 random cards and 1 red card if you're using a red card, or the spectator's card, and they're all facing down, by the way. So from here, all the audiences believe that this card is the judge's card with the signature on it. But then Matt Franco actually made it control the cards so that it's actually 3rd from the top. So from here, what Matt Franco did, that he took the card and he placed it in the middle of the deck and asked one of the judges to push it in, right? And then because the judges were so oblivious, they did not look at the card, so they just pushed it in like so. And then without any funny moves, Matt Franco said, obviously the top card isn't their card, right? So he was like, okay, so I know that it's not at the top yet, but if you, and he pointed at one of the judges and said, if you snap your fingers, it's going to jump to the top. And then they did it, and then what he did was he did a double lift. So even though he just showed that the top card is the Jack of Diamonds, because he did a double lift, it made it seem like he got the signed card to the very top. Okay? And then basically this point, everyone is amused, everyone is entertained. Now from here, he already has a double lift, so he's good for another round. He said, now watch, I can do this forever. And then he did another double lift, and he got one of the judges to he took the top card, right? And then he got the one of judges to grab around half the deck and hold and told them to hold it in their hands. So that's what they're doing. And then what Matt Franco did is that he placed the card, which is not the 6 of hearts, right, on this at the bottom, in the middle of the deck, and he told them to close it. And then he told them to snap their fingers, and basically it jumped to the top again. So this is basically what he did so far. And so by this time, everyone is pretty amused. Everyone is very, very amazed by now. Now, what he did after that is that he did a different, he went to a different variation where he basically put the card faced down at the very top, and then he did a pinky grab from the bottom card. He got a pinky grab, and then he transferred that to a thumb break, and then he did a swing cut like so, and then remember, you still have a thumb break on your right hand at the very bottom card. And then what he did was that he used his middle finger and his ring finger to push off the very top card. And while he was doing that, he basically dropped the card from the break, right? So again, he showed that card. It is actually on the top this time. He did a pinky grab on the very bottom card. Or you can, if you're advanced, you can do a buckle or anything like that. But then in the thing. I think he did a pinky grab. He transferred that to a thumb break, swing cut, push their card, drop the card from the break so it looks like this. Okay, and what he did was that he told, and then he showed. Oh, actually, before you get into that, you have to make sure that while you're dropping it, after you drop it, you have to do a wrist kill. So it looks like this. Okay, so you don't actually see, the spectators don't see this card, right? Because it'll be suspicious. So you're going to push the cards like this and do a drop it, do a wrist kill, right? Drop it, then do a wrist kill. And then what he did was he made a fan and he pushed the card in, and he told the spectator to push the card in, and then actually he did it by himself with a fan, and then he told him to push it in from here. And while he was doing that, because this is a 6 of hearts, he put that, he brought the deck to over his face, and he put that in his mouth or grabbed it by his lips, and then he said sometimes a card actually jumps farther than before, and then he closed the fan like that, and then judge actually caught that at the end. But if you don't want to do that where the card jumps to your mouth, which is a very risky move in a large group section, you can do the same thing where you have a pinky break at the bottom. Do the same thing, do a wrist kill from here. You can actually do this, do the same thing he did, and then you can push it into the fan and get the card lost in the middle of the deck, and you can still actually have the same effect of snapping your finger and bring it to the top. Okay, so basically that is a part of the ambitious routine, and in the future I will actually teach my full routine that I do, but that's basically what he did, and that's his whole routine for ambitious card routine. And that is the tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please subscribe and give it a like. Thanks.